You've heard it a million times, right? The only constant is change. But what does that actually mean for leadership? It means having a plan is great, but being able to adapt that plan on the fly is everything. Today, we're going to deconstruct a skill that's become absolutely essential for any leader: agility. Let's get into it. So I want to ask you something, straight up. Think about your own leadership style for a second. Is it really built for the kind of complex, fast-moving world we're in now? Are you truly ready to pivot, adapt, and guide your team through all that uncertainty? You know, this isn't just a theoretical question, it's the core challenge we're going to tackle right now. All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll get on the same page about what agile leadership even is. Then, we'll break down the two key parts: the foundational drivers and the interpersonal drivers. And to wrap it all up, we'll talk about how you can actually get better at this stuff in your day-to-day. So, first things first, what in the world are we even talking about when we say agile leadership? Okay, leadership agility can sound like just another corporate buzzword, but it's not. It's a real, tangible skill for leading effectively when everything is in motion. And here's the most important part. This isn't some personality trait you're born with. It's a set of skills you can actually build. Think of it this way. It's less about having a perfect map, because the map is always changing, and more about knowing how to use a compass to find your way. Let's open up the toolbox and look at the first set of skills. We're calling these the foundational drivers. You can think of these as an agile leader's internal compass. It's how they read the terrain and really make sense of the world. These three drivers all work together in a cycle. First up is visioning. That's about creating a really compelling picture of the future, even when the path forward is kind of fuzzy. Then you've got sensing. This is about having your ear to the ground, picking up on those weak signals and emerging trends before anyone else. And finally, monitoring. That's about checking your instruments, tracking the data, and making sure you're still on course. Put them all together, and you have your own strategic radar. But look, a brilliant strategy is totally useless if you can't bring people along with you. And that brings us to the second set of skills, the interpersonal drivers. This is all about mobilizing your team and turning that vision into something everyone can work on together. So here's how that vision actually becomes a reality. It starts with connecting. That's the real work of building trust and genuine rapport. Then you need to get everyone aligned, making sure the whole team is rowing in the same direction, united by that shared purpose. And finally, there's engaging. This is the spark that inspires real commitment and unlocks your team's best work. This is the human side of agility. Visioning, sensing, connecting, aligning. I get it. These can all feel a little bit abstract, can't they? So the big question is, how do we move them from a PowerPoint slide into the real world? Because that's the whole point, right? These aren't just ideas to talk about. They are skills to be built. Which brings us perfectly to our final section, how to actually strengthen these drivers. I mean, knowing the theory is one thing, but how do you put it into practice? The path to getting better at this is all about deliberate practice. It means you have to actively do things that stretch these skills. But just as important is taking a step back to reflect. You have to ask yourself, honestly, where am I naturally strong? And which of these drivers is my weak spot? Pinpointing your specific areas for improvement, well, that's where the real growth starts. So as we close this out, I want to leave you with one final thought. Don't try to do it all at once. Just look at all 6 of these drivers: visioning, sensing, monitoring, connecting, aligning, and engaging. Which single one, if you improved it just a little this week, would make the biggest difference for you and your team? That one right there, that's your starting point.